Here are all the noteworthy changes I could spot in the Cleric and revised species Unearthed Arcana for 1D&D in under 6 minutes. The Cleric is now following the subclass progression of what all classes will be in 1D&D. Channel Divinity is now at level 1, and it works proficiency times per long rest. The Turn Undead Channel Divinity is pretty similar, though it now utilizes a new Dazed condition. There's also a Divine Spark ability for Channel Divinity to add to healing and to damage. Channel Divinity options use the Magic Action, which I hope to see more designs for in the future. The Cleric now can prepare cantrips, which is a new design choice that 1D&D is going for, so cantrips are no longer set in stone forever. Clerics get a Holy Order, which is not a subclass, but is kind of like a fighting style, like a fighter gets, but for clerics. They can gain martial weapons and heavy armor, or they can gain 2 skills that will add their wisdom modifier to them, or they can get a cantrip and the ability to gain 1 use of Channel Divinity back when they short rest. They have a new Turn Undead buff that is no longer about destroying undead outright based on their challenge rating, but instead adding radiant damage to the Turn Undead effect. So a Death Knight that would normally not be destroyed outright because their CR is too high will at least take some more radiant damage. You also get a second Holy Order at level 9. Divine Intervention, when it succeeds, now recharges 2d6 days instead of a flat 7-day limit. And at level 18, with greater Divine Intervention that always works, it recharges on 2d4. The Life Domain is the subclass included in the UA for the Cleric. They no longer get first level spells that are always prepared as domain spells. The Disciple of Life and Goodberry synergy is no longer possible, because Disciple of Life now only boosts the healing of spells on the turn that the spell is cast. The Preserve Life Channel Divinity comes at level 6, and it does not specify that it does not work on undead anymore. For character races, they're now going to be called character species, or at least that's the term that they are trying in this UA. First is the Ardling. They lost the flight ability that they had before and much of their spell casting. They now get a feature based on what kind of animal traits they have. You can be a climber, where you gain a climb speed, and you can deal more damage with an unarmed attack. You can be a flyer, where you gain a limited feather fall for if you fall more than 10 feet using your reaction to take no fall damage. And you can gain advantage on a jump action. You may recall that a significant jump now requires a jump action in the 1D&D playtesting. You can be a racer, enhancing your speed when you take the dash action, gaining a speed boost to that dash action equal to 10 times your proficiency bonus. Or you can be a swimmer, being able to hold your breath underwater, gain a swimming speed, and gain cold resistance. The Ardling also gets the Thaumaturgy spell, a level 0 cantrip. The Ardling can trade Thaumaturgy for another divine spell of 0 level, and they get perception proficiency. Dragonborns can now use their breath weapon in place of an attack, giving them more synergy with extra attack. At 5th level, they gain a bonus action to sprout wings and gain a flying speed for 10 minutes. The last species included here is the Goliath. Their speed has been boosted to 35 feet instead of 30. They now gain a giant ancestry, which comes with 6 options based on the type of giant ancestry they come from. Cloud Giant for a Misty Step effect, Fire Giant for fire damage added to attacks, Frost Giant for a damage boost and speed reduction with attacks, Hill's Tumble for knocking an enemy prone that is large or smaller when you attack it. For Stone Giants, there's Stone Endurance, which the Goliath already had, of rolling a d12 and adding Constitution to react and reduce damage, and Storm Giant as a reaction, dealing thunder damage retaliation to an attack. Whichever one you pick, you can use it proficiency times per long rest. At 5th level, Goliaths gain the ability as a bonus action to grow their size to large. This lasts for 10 minutes, comes with the benefits of being a larger creature, gives advantage on strength checks, and increases speed by 10 feet. They still have Powerful Build, which does include advantage on getting out of grapples now. There are 3 new epic boons as feats. The first allows you to add a d10 to a d20 roll, the second gives you an extra spell slot, essentially, and the third gives the priest group True Sight. True Sight is also included in this Unearthed Arcana, with the only change being that it specifies that it only gives automatic success to discern visual illusions, not audible ones. The Aid spell no longer gives you maximum hit point boosts, instead just gives you temporary hit points, but you can target a few more creatures. The Equipping Weapons rules as part of the attack action had its wording cleaned up a little bit. The Banishment spell's range was reduced to 30 feet, and it now allows the banished creature to repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. It also changed the wording to say a creature who is banished for a minute goes back to a plane of existence based on its creature type and not its native plane of existence. The Dazed condition makes it so a creature can only take 1 action or move, but not both on its turn, and it can't use bonus actions or reactions. The Grappler condition's wording was cleaned up a little bit. The Guidance spell that was changed in the recent UA to make it a reaction previously had a clause saying a creature can only benefit from it once per long rest. That clause has been removed. The Influence action clarified what kind of skills might contribute to such a check, and the DC now has a scaling DC based on the target's intelligence score. The light weapon properties wording was cleaned up a little bit to avoid some shenanigans with weapon juggling that wasn't intended. The benefits of long rest now clarify that you lose a level of exhaustion when you complete a long rest, and the wording was slightly changed to clarify how often you can long rest. It's also now clarified that casting a spell that is greater than 0 level will interrupt a long rest. Every time a long rest is interrupted, you can resume it, but an hour is added on to the total duration. The magic action had wording added to work with features, such as the Cleric's Channel Divinity feature. Prayer of Healing, the spell, was changed to Abjuration School. It targets less creatures, being the spellcasting modifier. Any creature that remains for the duration of the spell, still being 10 minutes, gets the benefits of a short rest with some healing. Creatures can benefit from this once per long rest. The Resistance spell now resembles the Guidance spell in that both these cantrips are cast as reactions. The Spiritual Weapon spell now requires concentration, but its damage scales faster. It used to be that it would gain a d8 to its damage every 2 levels of upcasting. Now it is a d8 every 1 level of upcasting. If you appreciated this summary, please consider liking and subscribing. I'm Flutes of Flutes Loot. You can also call me Jordan, signing off for now. Bye.